And still on crisis, following the boat mishap, which killed 107 persons in Kwara State, the National Waterways Authority says it will build a jetty or a ramp to serve Patigi riverine communities. This is just as the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission is equally calling for legislation in Kwara to ban water travel without life jackets. Correspondent Ibrahim Alege has details.
Last week's Patigi boat mishap in Kwara State killed 107 persons, around 3 in the early hours of Monday. The boat, meant to convey lesser passengers, carried more than 250 on the fateful day.
You should not operate your vessel once it is 6 p.m. Between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., you are free to use your vessel in the water. 2, the vessel must be registered and certified that it is riverworthy, that it is seaworthy. You must wear life jacket, you must be properly kitted before you can enter any vessel. The vessels must not be overloaded.
After a visit to the accident scene, the managing director of the National Waterways Authority, George Mogalu, discloses that preliminary investigation reveals that none of this safety protocol was observed before the ill-fated accident. Moving forward, he says an environmental impact assessment will be carried out before building a jetty or ramp in the area.
To do an assessment of the environmental impact so that we can be able to see the possibility of building a jetty or at least a ramp within their community to facilitate the movement or the waterway operations within those communities and the communities surrounding them. Because apart from the Kwara side of it, the Niger State side of it is also involved and requires our intervention.
In the meantime, the Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, HYPADEC, is asking the Kwara State House of Assembly to ban water travel without life jackets. The commission says it donated life jackets to the people of the community, but they refused to use them.
The life jackets we distributed last year has the capability, a floating capability of 7 hours. At least, by the time somebody is floating for 7 hours, within 7 hours, somebody will have been saved.
The commission says such a law, if properly enforced, will save the lives of many people. Ibrahim Alige, TVC News, Kwara State.
Joining me on the news at 7 to further discuss the new development is TVC correspondent in Kwara State, Ibrahim Alege. Ibrahim, in your report there, you captured the findings from the preliminary investigation as to the cause of the boat accident. What more can you tell us about that?
Well, I think for now, some of the victims, evacuated same day, they've been buried. Some, they cannot find them, because it's a river, and some of them have been, flown away. They've gone away. But for now, the communities, about 3 or 4 communities in this accident, they're just trying to pick up their lives again. Some of them are equally taking solace in the fact that God gives and takes lives. But then the National Inland Waterways Authorities, some of the officials are expected to be there today or tomorrow to do the impact assessment to know the exact point where they're going to locate their jetty or ramp, whichever one is suitable for the environment, so that these people can know the safety protocol, because some of them grew up around the riverine area. They don't have any formal knowledge about safety protocols, applying the water. All they just know is that they know that they have canoe and they can paddle it from one location to another. So they actually need this enlightenment, and also they need to know the safety protocol. Just like the HYPADEC man said, that they gave them jackets, but unfortunately they are not using it. When you go there, it's like they're not used to it. And if they had used it that day, the accident happened in the middle of the road, and you can flow for 7 hours from 3 a.m. That means it will take you to like 10 a.m. By 10 a.m. By then, some of them would have been rescued. But unfortunately, most of them don't use it. So the government is trying to kind of enlighten them, and also all these Waterways Authority and other stakeholders need to actually enlighten these people. Let them see it. Safety, is paramount in whatever you are doing. Not just about business, not just about your tradition, but rather it has to do with safety of human lives.
Enlightenment is quite important, but we also understand that some of these vessel operators are not licensed. Talk to us about efforts to ensure that there is a proper documentation, and then also efforts to forestall future occurrence.
Yes, I think the attention is now on Patigi local government. Of course, I can safely say that nobody has actually given them attention before. But with this magnitude of the event, the eyes of the world is on Patigi local government. The eyes of the federal government is on Patigi local government. The Kwara state government too has to do a lot to ensure that everything is properly documented. They must have a jetty, and they must have this safety protocol. They must be properly enlightened. It doesn't have to be just a local, sea transportation, but rather it has to be well organized, controlled, and manned by government officials. As it is today, they only do it locally. No government is doing anything in that area. So government has to come in now to ensure that everything is properly arranged, all the safety protocols, everything, what they need to do, all the necessary enlightenment, government has to do it. If not, God forbid, this may continue to occur and recur again.
We're waiting for the report from that environmental impact assessments to be conducted by NIWA. Thank you so much for that update. Our correspondent live for us in Kwara State, Ibrahim Alege.